Yes, I'm back making slop tier list, and today we are ranking every P90 skins in the finals. But before we dive right in, let me break down the tiers for you. Starting at the top with S tier, which is reserved to the skins that give you an actual better experience or feeling of the weapon. It's not pay to win, but it kinda feels like it. Followed by A tier, which is going to have all the prettiest skins for said weapon. They might not have custom animation or sounds, but they look the best. B tier are good skins. I'd rather play them than stock. C is mid. As good as the default weapon, maybe slightly better, or maybe slightly worse. D tier is worse than stock. I'm not going to have a beef with this skin, but I don't want it. I ain't buying. E tier is where it becomes personal. For some reason, I get angry just seeing the skin. Even if it was free, I would ask for a refund. Then finally, we've got F tier, which is reserved to the worst of the worst skins imaginable. Imagination. You get what I'm trying to say. Let's not waste any time and start with our first P90 skin, which is the standard issue. This stock P90, I mean, like, it's not even a skin, it's just the default weapon. But I think the P90 is worth stopping by. It is such an interesting weapon, and I think it's kind of weird, you know, to find an aesthetic in the shapes of the weapon or whatever, but like, this is such a quirky looking weapon, man. Like, I mean, this really gives this like 70s to 90s concept car feel, you know, and because of how unique it looks, I think it can be both a blessing or a curse depending on the skin. But this one goes obviously in C tier. And starting with the first actual skin on this tier list, the Special Delivery P90, which is part of the Valentine Pass, meaning if you didn't get the mini battle pass then, you cannot get this anymore. It's kinda exclusive. And if you've seen any of my tier lists in the past, you know I am a big fan of the Valentine skins. I think they really give this TF2 festive vibe. Many cool details with this one. First off, the actual gift wrapping is so well made. You can see the fold, the plastic cheapness of it, the scorch around the handle and all that. Like, this is super well made. The detail on this is incredible. You can see the use and like the rip part from where your ends will be. So, you know, like the don't have the word. Anyways, and while the pattern of the hearts mismatch all over the weapon, I think it kinda makes sense in this case because like this is a badly wrapped gift, and personally I cannot wrap gifts for shit, so this feels like home. And one of the coolest details, which we need to go in first person for this, is the magazine, which is supposed to be a chocolate box. Truly a wonderful detail. I don't think it is the strongest skin of like this whole pass, but we're not talking about other weapons here. And also, it looks good with any sight, which is a controversial take I've had in this tier list because I judge the weapons also when we equip them with other sights. In this case, because you got a bunch of black bits everywhere, it just works and it fits. Like, this doesn't bother me whatsoever. Immediately, we are starting with probably one of the strongest skins in this entire tier list. This is top of A tier, easily. And next up, we have the second Anniversary Edge skin. This beautiful red finish, almost pinkish, you know, when you see the reflection. The holographic finals logo everywhere. The almost over-textured metal parts everywhere. Anyways, this is much more simpler than the one we saw before, but this one just hits. This is a slap, dude. This is a nice bright red, probably one of the cleanest skin we are going to see on this tier list, which you also cannot get anymore, I believe. Like, these are only reserved between like the season when there's like the birthdays. It also works with sights. It's not as good as the Valentine's one, but it's still gonna be in the A tier. And back to back with another banger, we have the Anubis Reign from the season 8 battle pass. What a way to start a tier list. Like, another red P90 skin, which is something that kind of annoys me personally, but from the Season 8 Ultimate Battle Pass, you had this like dark, edgy finish with like these flames and these dark like shadows. Very edgy, but very cool looking. This is also themed around like an Egyptian thing with some hieroglyphs everywhere. But I'm a big fan of the detail also of the front end door being like the kind of sus doing that. I meant the chin from like Ramses. The shadowy effect is also applied when you put a sight on it. But one thing with this skin compared to the other two is that it's reactive. The more you shoot, the more it gets like evil, flamey, angry or whatever. With also some custom sounds. Whenever you reload, you got this like whisper effect. Overall, this is the villain P90. But this is again another A tier. English. Wow. That guy surely struggles with English, am I right? If only he could travel overseas to improve his English and, I don't know, have a reliable, stress-free eSIM service? Saily is an eSIM app that lets you get data in over 200 destinations. You just download the app, pick a data plan for wherever you're headed, and activate it from your phone before you have even landed. Wow! And it's just not me saying it. Saily is rated 4.7 stars out of 5 with over 26,000 reviews on Trustpilot. People actually like it. And by using the code Azeto5365, you get a $5 discount, and I get some money that will be used to fund this channel. It's a win-win situation. Anyways, everything is linked in the description and on the pinned comment. Thanks to Saily for supporting this channel, and back to ranking P90 skins. And next up, we have the recolor, which is called Set's Vengance, which, depending on who you ask, this one is kinda better in some ways. It's more detailed, at least. One very cool thing with these is the patina, the worn parts, the scratches everywhere. This is, again, another masterclass from Embark on like the way they show the wear on skins. You know, this is not like just a battle scarred skin from CS, which they can look good, but like 90% of the time they don't look good. One detail that I really like about this also is the gradient on the magazine, which the magazine is transparent, and we haven't seen that many skins so far that, you know, showcase the transparent part of it. We are still going strong, but this is going to be our first B tier on this tier list. And next up, a pattern I've already talked about probably over 30 times by now, like the virtual velocity, which this one is kind of different from its peers. But addressing the elephant first, these skins are obviously part of the starter kits from each season, which you get one season to get a pack of 3 animated skins for 3 different weapons, along with like 1000 multi-bucks. I mean, most of you know the deal, but like for those who don't know, yeah. Now, as I've said many times over these videos, I'm usually not a fan of these very saturated, very colorful, very, you know, Gen Z coded skins, but I really feel like Embark has nailed the rainbow petrol effect on these. I mean, they still look very vibrant, very saturated, and very in your face, but it's moving slowly enough that it's not too distracting. Another thing that is great with these skins is that they will always look good with sights, because the secondary pattern on this weapon is just like the black default bits. But the keen eyes among you might have noticed that this skin doesn't have any markings anywhere, where the usual virtual velocity skins have like the final with the season where the skin got released over the weapon with like some other branding a bit everywhere. This one doesn't. I don't know why. I don't think there's like a reason for it. But also the second quirk for this one is that the magazine is a gradient and has like the same reaction to lighting as the actual skin. I don't know if you can see it like on the magazine. It kind of like reacts like a rainbow, I mean, the whole skin is a rainbow, but and this is actually something I noticed while prepping this video, and I think this is like probably one of the most unique virtual velocity skins we got so far, and it's so refreshing seeing somewhat of a very subtle change in these. It works very well, it's very saturated, it's accessible somewhat, it's kind of free, kinda. I think it's still gonna be like a very high B for me, if I can put it. Please! Thank you. And next up, we have our first epic skin, which is the Arena Crimson P90 from the first Grand Major Twitch drops, which happened in 2025. If you're seeing this video like years after. Hello, how's it going? Is the world still burning down? Probably. So this skin reused the like loading screen effect, loading screen aesthetic that we had during the whole Grand Major. There's also a couple other skins for other weapons which you had to get like some merch or to be like here in real life, which are way more exclusive, but they look the same. It's okay. It's a red skin. It kind of reminds me of the red tiger camo from Modern Warfare 2 because I'm approaching Unk status by now. It's not bad, but apart from like the exclusive factor of it, it's a low B. And next up, our first sponsor skin, the Cinderfox, which is from the contract rewards from season 9, I believe, and was introduced with like this whole new Volpe twist on skins, which is weird. Okay, so this like matte metallic finish worn on them is kind of cool. I like it. I like the silver accent everywhere. I think the contrast is kind of nice. I'm personally a pretty big fan of the Volpe logo, so I don't mind it showing on the weapon, like when you inspect it or whatever. I like it. With a sight, it looks off. All the accents are silver, this is black. Embark, can you please add at least color sights for like the skin that reuse the same patterns and colorways? Please, I don't think it will be that much work. pretty please, because like this can immediately lose some points because of this. But I don't understand what is supposed to be this split in the middle. It's not bad, it's just a bit weird, and I don't really get the sportswear brand from this, from like a Volpe skin. I think this is a bit odd. It feels kind of finished also. I mean, I would definitely prefer playing this over the stock one, but it's gonna be a very low B in my opinion. And next up, from the greatest sponsor on this game, the Performance Ball, which I believe is from a PS Plus exclusive bundle that you will get probably later down the road as like a buyable bundle. And hopefully by now you've realized that Ospuz is my favorite sponsor. I mean, my whole like Doodle Creed character had Ospuz logo the entire fucking time. And yes, this will look good with a sight, but while I'm a pretty big fan of Ospuz, this skin is weird. It is hard to see in the showcase screen, so I'll show some like actual gameplay. The finish on it makes it that it's always very dark for some reason, and like the yellow and the tiger stripes never really pop off. But the Pop, Pour, Perform and Ospuz logo almost feels like holograms because it's super bright. I don't know what's happening with the texture on this weapon. Whether I'm like in the high settings or low settings, this thing just looks odd. There's something off with it. I don't know if it's on purpose, but it's definitely better than the Volpe. It is better than the TGM, but it is not better than the Anubis one, if I'm gonna be honest. Although the Anubis one doesn't look good with sights. Nah, alright, I'll put it there. And next up, I don't remember if it's from a Twitch drop or from a PS Plus bundle, but we have the pretty offensive P90, which is basically just a regular camo but in pink. You know, in case you're colorblind, this is pink, yes. And it again has this like warm metallic finish on it from like the Ospuz one and the Volpe one, which I don't mind as much on this one, and maybe it's for the best because, you know, these are some very bright colors and maybe it will be like too much in my eyes. But yes, it will look good with a side because there's some black bits everywhere. In my opinion, chat, this is my tier list. Blind test, it's fine. I like things, you maybe don't like them. I would argue it's better than the Pharaoh's one. Yes, it's nowhere near as much work, but personally, I would much prefer play the white pink skin because it's Y2K, I guess. I don't know. And next up, something that is definitely not going to rank B, we have the Regalis Marmor. Now, I think this was from season 7, 8. Okay, no, this was from the season 8 battle pass, and along with this skin was also included the Egyptian ones. So this one and this one. Now, can you guess which one was least picked? The one that was given for free. Some of you may know, but I despise marble as a whole, as a stone, especially white marbles. It just screams like person with a lot of money and a lot of bad taste. This is bad kitchen design on a weapon skin. No. And obviously it looks like... looks bad with the side also. Like, honestly, man, I will never play that skin. I'm gonna put it in D. It is very likely going down in E later down in the video. And next up, we are covering the XP skins for the P90. Now, I'm gonna be very quick about these because the yellow, the blue, the red, and the white are just as good. And I think to me, it really depends on like what your outfit is and like how you wanna color match or like what your sticker and charm combo is. I would say they are all like better than the stock P90. And if it comes to personal preference, I would probably go like this. I think the yellow still feels like cheap, you know, but is it better than the stock P90? I think I would still rather play the stock P90 than this, yeah. But this, and I'm putting the red behind the blue because there's already like 5 other red skins initially, so. But at level 6, you get the triangle Twinkle skin. Do you guys remember when like having this skin meant something? For the new gens among us, this was the final camo when the game launched. So in season 1, when you saw someone with this, you were fucked. Then you were screwed. It's cool, but to me this feels like a cheap knockoff of the polymetric camo from Modern Warfare 2, the reboot, which is slightly better than this one in my opinion. I mean, it's not bad, it will look good with a sight, it's better than a couple of these. I still prefer the Ospuz one than this one, but you know, it's not the 90s anymore. Get out, Unk. But in season 2 was introduced the stripped Grazer, which is literally a tiger camo but in pink. And dude, I really like how funky these looks. I think they will always look good on a lot of gadgets, a lot of weapons. This thing pops, it will look good with a sight. There's not that many pink skins in the game. Actually, there's actually a lot of pink skins nowadays. scrap that. But honestly, I'm a pretty big fan of the pink tiger stripe camo. So much so that I actually prefer it over the virtual velocity one. Hot take, probably. I don't know. And the infamous Season 3 introduced the painted Predator. I'm going to get roasted for my take on this skin, but I think this is genuinely top 3 of my favorite mastery skins in the game. Okay, I know it's just a black skin with like some bright cheetah pattern on it, but it's so clean! It looks so good! It's just a black skin, but slightly different. I love that so much. It will work with any sticker, any charm, any sights. I just think this thing is like the cleanest skin in the entire game, because it's not just a solid color, it's a solid color with a slight variation of the same color, but like bright and like it's subtle, it's sexy. This thing is sexy. Demonetized. I'm screwed. It's okay. Again, this is a hot take, man. I am gonna get You can scream, it's fine. And Season 4 brought the Predasheen, the final skin of like the animal trilogy of XP skins, which I don't like as much, even though, you know, it's like, it has like reflection, it's purplish, it's blue. I just think, you know, the scale pattern and all that is like very boozy. It will look good with a lot of sights. The magazine is also like this nice turquoise, and the colors overall are very nice. But as epic skin goes, this is probably like just above the Ospus one in the middle of B. Yeah. And this is where we enter hell. Between Season 6, 7, god fucking damn, and 8, we had a trilogy of probably some of the worst skins. We had a trilogy of these cloud skins, and this was like the best one of them. Which I really like the colors. The magazine especially has a really nice gradient on it. But oh my god, are these like so bad compared to like every single other one before that. Like the pattern is not even straight. The place you're going to see the most on the P90. And to be clear, this is entirely personal beef with these skins. I just despise the cloud skins. They just... You are telling me that the worn baby blue cloud skin is actually worth more XP than this, for example, or even this. But thank whoever the fuck in Embark was in the charge of making the skin in Season 9, because they released simply the best XP skin in this entire game. The Twilight Riptide. Now this is worth dozens of hours of grind. This animated plasma spectre vibe, ghost vibe with this skin. Depending on the lighting, you know, it doesn't hit the same. The silver finish on it, chef's kiss. And this beautiful purple granite on the magazine. Oh my god. This is the type of skin I will spend hundreds of hours grinding on like Call of Duty back in the day. I love this thing. I just noticed that there is a slight... And I will argue, maybe I'm biased, that even with a sight, it's not that shocking. Because you can see like the VIN number, what's supposed to be like the VIN number position here and there, it's also black. So like it's not alone. The black is not alone in there. I will give it straight to you. This skin is immediately, no doubt, one of the best skins for the P90. It goes on the top of A tier. And this season, in Season 10, they introduced the Molten Current P90, which is not as good. I don't really know what's going on there. It's like a auto DNA orange bit, but it's good, but I don't think it is HA good. It's probably high B. Here seems good, yeah. Now that we are done with the XP skins, we are going to go over a pay-to-lose skin? Huh? The Eclipse Shade P90, which is from a series of skins that I usually really like and has some of the best skins in the entire game. Now, don't look at the barrel for a second. Ignore the barrel for a second. Just look at the skin. Overall, it looks sick, right? Cool stripes, some markings over there, a laser on the side. Very minimal for the Eclipse Shade skin, but you know, that's why we like him. But the main issue with this skin is going to be this big ass barrel. Can you guess why? If you're hiding in a corner, it picks out because it's so fucking long. Also, it looks kind of weird having like a long thing on such a compact weapon. Like it kind of looks odd. It's cool, but it's odd. Now, I've never seen any clip of someone losing because of this, but it must have happened at least like once, which is very unfortunate because this is a cool looking skin, but because it's actually paid to lose, it's going in the big sad. Next up, we have a very unfortunate skin because we have the Glacial Yield P90 skin. We have this iceberg look, which is incredibly well finished. It's also very slightly animated if you look very closely, like on the top of the rail, just like ice would actually be moving inside. With the stalactites, you know, hanging out on like the end of the weapons and all that. This looks very cool. I love the look of this. You know, the frosty side of it, the icy side of it makes it look very sweaty, very tryhard in a very cool way in my opinion. But there's a problem with this skin. It is completely ruined with a sight. And this is such a shame because especially with the P90, I don't personally rock the stock sights. Maybe some of you do, but yeah, like this is such a shame because the whole clean side of the skin, the whole like smooth side of the skin is completely ruined. And genuinely, if the sight's adapted to this camo, I will buy this. And this will be very high in the tier list. But for the time being, it's gonna be very unfortunately on top of C tier. I'm just not gonna play this. I'm not going to force myself on using a site I hate just for skin. And next up, we have a skin I've covered on the weekly store update review many moons ago, the Gold on the Wind skin. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do a black and gold skin. If you've been here before, you know I don't really like black and gold skins. I think gold can be very tacky very fast, but this is not black. This is a very dark brown wood, which is not the same. So not only does it like flow better with the yellow gold color, this also, as you can probably see, has some animated Chinese or Asian clouds going all over the weapon. This is peaceful. This is such a peaceful skin. And the brown is almost dark enough that the sight is not a problem. If you're in a very dark room, you will probably not see it, but this is where it starts getting tough because I still think it's under the virtual velocity one because at least this one has like, with a sight, it will still look good. And next up, we have an animated skin that I don't like. The Lava Luster. For the unaware, the Lava Luster series of skins are animated. And the more you shoot with these skins, the more like the volcano in them wakes up and they get like fired up and there's like custom sound and it's like flames and all that. It looks very cool. The effect is extremely well made. A bunch of people really like it. And sights will work on this weapon, but I'm not into it, man. I'm not into rocks. Even less into hot rocks. But I mean, I would rather play this than stock, obviously. I think this still will be cooler than any of these. Let me go up. Yep, that's good. Well, that's good. Coming back to something more tactical, we have the Lockbane P90 skin, which kind of has the same colors as the Halo Visor. You know, like the green and the orange. It's kind of similar. I like the spaceship, space marine, cyberpunk-ish almost finish of it. There's like this big-ass strap in the back with like this metal hook. The metallic won't finish again, which contrasts very well with this power green, military green, some grips over the handles and stuff. It also works with the sights. I mean, from the first person view, it is a bit underwhelming and you barely see the strap. When you inspect it, yes, you do see it, but it's a nice upgrade to stock. Is it 800 multi-bucks nice? I'm not sure about that. I think I will put it here. Do I prefer the Vulcan or one of this one? I think so, yeah. This is good. The next one is really good. The Toast and Roast P90 skin. Where do I start, chat? Where do I start? Let's talk about the model first. This is obviously supposed to replicate a toaster, more precisely a vintage 60s Nuketown coded toaster. Starting at the front, this finish you had like on cameras, on like old Leica's cameras, over like the silver finish is really nice. With also these like goofy lines and the complete removal of the magazine, which gives it this kind of empty feel. It feels empty from the front. It's kind of weird. But before addressing the elephant on the stock, let's go over all over the rest of the body. This very mint green finish. It feels fresh. I like this color. With some nice vintage grips everywhere. Like, you know, this plastic is going to yellow over time. These very roundy molded parts everywhere. Like, this could have a Cadillac badge over it and I wouldn't mind it. There's even a heat spread, a heat like exit on the bottom. Nice detail. But beyond this B color beyond this 3 color finish, these silver bits and this whole remodel change, the buttons, the and also the bread, of course, on the stock. Now hopefully by now you've realized that I'm somewhat culturally attached to bread. Not specifically toasted bread, but you know, bread is still important to me. I'm kind of obligated. If we don't appreciate bread, it's over. We get cut off from the healthcare. It doesn't exist anymore. But I mean, it's fun having, you know, a toaster on the back, but it would be boring if it doesn't do anything, right? Listen. Again. Isn't that the most precise toaster sound? You can hear the spring in this. Listen. The bat spring. I can feel the bat spring through this weapon. And yes, you have guessed it. This has custom animations. And get ready, because it's so good. I am obsessed with how well sound designed this weapon is. This sounds exactly like an old toaster. You can hear the breadcrumbs flying out of the toaster. And the crunch when he grabs it on his hand. Oh, this is so good. Empty reload now? A bit more violent. Like, yeah, it's a bit more... It's very similar. And to round things up, the inspect. Oh, the sound design. The sound design. I don't know if it's been proven that like a weapon has a satisfying sound just feels better, even though like it doesn't change much. But like this is a prime example, man. This is just crispy. Now it doesn't have any custom shooting sounds, but the cherry on top on this skin is that the more you shoot it, the more the metal part on the bread gets like hot and burned, and the more the bread is toasted. Like, now, unfortunately, I don't have this skin, so I can prove it that this will actually make you play better because it sounds so crispy and the road animation is so cool and all that. But I believe in it. I want to believe in it, and it's been a very long time since I've put an S tier on this tier list. It's going up there. We have not seen an S tier skin in a while, chat, and honestly, this one deserves it 100%. Model, banger. Colors, banger. Custom animations, banger. Custom sounds, banger. Looks good with sight? It's alright. Now, I'm keeping the contender for the best P90 skin until the end of the video because of the watch time. And before going over the rank camos, let's go back to Simple Town with the Bone Voyage. I'm still not laughing at that joke, but I appreciate the effort, Embark. I'm growing as a person, which is part of this Halloween skin with some like bones and skeleton parts everywhere. They're kind of goofy. I like the black finish on it. It's very simple. I do like the white tape on it. That's what she said. Why did you have to say that? Oh wait, they glow in the dark? Okay, this is super cool. I had no idea. Nobody told me. Dude, this one's so much points suddenly. I gotta think about it. I mean, it's black. I like black because I'm edgy. It has some bones. I like bones. It's Halloween theme. I like Halloween. It glows in the dark like the cheap skeleton things. It reminds me of Comes in Combo because he's the only one who has these skins. I'm kidding, there's no beef. I like every creator out there, except one, another joke. This thing has grew on me in 5 seconds. I think I'm gonna put it, yeah. Next up, we have a very underrated skin. Maybe not actually, I've just changed my mind. The Flame Fusion P90. Now, I'm gonna reuse the same joke I've said in the past. This looks like a Fortnite skin. It looks cartoonish, which is cool. This is very unique. There's not many skins like this in the finals. I think this is the only one with this effect. And you do kinda see it in the front. And you know, like it really has this pop feel, like this cartoon feel. It feels like out of like a Nickelodeon movie or show. I didn't have Nickelodeon as a kid. I'm LARPing, so. But unfortunately, you know what's coming. It's going to look like ass with a sight. It looks genuinely awful with a sight. I feel bad because these skins are really cool and I never see anyone using them. And I don't know, I feel bad for it. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, little bro. But wait, there's worse. The Party Crasher P90. I know the 2010s are trending again, but can we please not bring back this, like, cheap pearls shit? I hate this thing so much. It looks like a Tumblr girl vomit. It's the best way I can describe it. I hate the colors, I hate the textures, I hate the gold. It will look dog shit with a sight. I'm not gonna scream because I've grew as a person and I already scream weekly on my new channel CreedTV. This is a shameless plug. This is an E tier. And next up, we have the latest skin for the P90 as of recording this video, which is the Törf War P90. Now, as I've briefly said in the weekly store update, compared to the other old skins, which are very off. This one is very toned down, and I feel like it still captures the off side, but a bit more tactical, a bit more adult-ish almost. You still got the Swedish flag colors, you still got the off typo, you got a pew on the barrel, which I think is a nice touch. Also, this is gonna look great with a sight. This is nice. I'm not an off hater, but I'm not an off enjoyer. This one is okay. I think I would still prefer playing over stock. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, if you think these went so bad, we are going over the stock rare skins, starting with the Eerie Ossuary, which is a yellowed skull camo with some flowers in the back. This looks straight out of Modern Warfare 3 in the wrong way. This looks cheap, this looks edgy, this looks dated. This is like your big brother, but it's not a cool big brother, he's just a dickhead. It's not as bad as the Vomit one, it's not as bad as the Marble one, but it goes bottom of E. The sky is still better. Following that, we have the Polygon Paragon, which is just some geometric shape. It's not bad, it's just very boring. This is a skin. It's a geometric camo weapon skin. It's the definition of a C tier. It goes, yeah, I guess. And following that, we have the Scrapyard Scars. This texture of skin has been there since season 1, I believe. I have not seen it a single time in over 1,000 hours of the finals. Not a single person has used this, and yet they decided to put it on a new weapon. This is a bad graffiti that is rusting. That's a graffiti that people already didn't want to see, and it's rusting over. It's so bad that they didn't even fucking cover it up. It just rusted over. It's wearing... I've grown up as a person each year. And next up is a skin I forgot existed, probably for a good reason. We have the Homecoming Reign. Now, I'm the number one Ospu's Glazer, right? I will defend the piss yellow color till I fucking die. But Sophia, what the hell is this? Who asked for this? Who asked for a college football patchwork Ospu skin? Which I just noticed, the Ospus on the front rail, the part you're going to see the most, is just standing in the middle. This is an afterthought. They had to make a college football skin for some reason. They were like, okay, we got 15 minutes, and they came up with this bullshit. I'm sorry to whoever worked on this skin. It's an E tier again. And now let's cover 3 skins that were limited in time and I can't really have access to, so I have to either beg people online to get footage from or find some 720p video somewhere. Starting with the TGM25 Apex, I believe what it's called, which is a legendary animated skin with, you know, this whole like TGM finish we had in 2020, which looks very, very cool in my opinion. This will work with any site because of the black background. I like the golden bits. But during the Grand Major, they released a bunch of bundles that were limited in time, and I think there were like 5 of these bundles that were like almost 20 bucks each that probably will never return, and it is truly a shame because I think these skins look super cool, but they were really pushing it with the FOMO in Season 8, and as much as I would have wanted to have these skins, that was too much money, man. This wasn't even counting all the esport bundles, which in the end are still there. Yes, this is a rare skin. Yes, you know, it celebrates like the biggest event in the finals, but the whole method just sucked in my opinion. It was pushing it too far. If it wasn't limited in time, I think I would have put it like top of 8 here between like these 2 spots, but because you needed like probably 80 bucks to get all the skins, it's gonna go in B in my opinion. I'm gonna put like in high B. It's still good obviously, but following that we have the least worst Christmas skin for the P90, which I have no idea what it's called, and is a P90 skin themed around like a gingerbread house, and the modeling is super well made and it looks like a natural, you know, gingerbread house. If these things were actually yummy, this will make me angry, but these things are just like, my mouth is already dry looking at this. And again, it's a sad scenario because I really want to give props to the artist who made this skin because it is very detailed, very well made, but who the fuck is spending 10 bucks for a gingerbread house P90 skin that will just look off when it's not Christmas? For 90% of us out there, it's like genuinely not worth it. It's gonna be top of D tier for me. And next up, we have Satan himself. Now, what surprises me is that, well, I've been very vocal about how I feel about this piece of shit. I think they were justified, like, yes, I've grown up as a person, but these fucking things... Embark, why did you make another batch of them? Why? Did the first bundle even get any sales? Genuinely, this skin has drained all the energy I just accumulated so far. F tier. And before going over the contender for the best P90 skin and the only mythic weapon in this entire tier list, let's talk about the rank skins. So because I don't play ranks and because I wanted to have my genuine reaction for this video, I actually don't really know. This is my first time seeing like the rank camos like really in high res, epic settings everywhere. I don't know, my computer hasn't blown up yet. It's kind of insane to me, but so we got this golden Damascus finish on the top of the weapon and this very big carbon part. Oh, it's textured. No, that's nice. That is much better than the old gold weapons. It's still a lot of like black. I mean, you do still like see English. Most of what you're going to see when playing are going to be the gold stuff, so like I guess that's alright. I also really like the dark gray finals. That's clean, that's subtle. I mean, sights will look good on this, obviously. Honestly, man, this thing is going on me. It kind of gives me a COD Black Cell vibe in a good way, which is rare. That I talk good of Black Cell. I mean, I still prefer the animated one. This one is much more cooler. Okay, next up we have Plat, which, okay, personally, I fuck with it. I really like this like mono texture, like almost it's buggy. There's like something missing. Also, you can see like the light reflecting on the pattern and all that. This is nice. This is much nicer than I thought. These are nice. The range skins are actually nice. I don't even think a sight will be that problematic because you got a black mag. I just really like how not supposed to be here this skin feels. I don't know how to explain it. I would rate this higher than the Skull one. I mean, this one is like a cool party trick, but top of beaches seems good, yeah. And next up, we have Diamond. Okay. I mean, the Diamond camo, I'm familiar because I have the Diamond F car from Season 2, because I reached Diamond Season 2. I love bringing up my Diamond F car. It's my pride and joy. I think the P90 is one of these weapons where it's gonna look better with the carbon as the secondary color than just the silver everywhere, because on certain weapons, it looked very bright, very in your face. And while it's a sign that, you know, you were there before the whole system, so it has like a cool factor because not every weapon has like the silver secondary finish, I think I like the carbon fiber just as much. And I mean, the whole diamond pattern is like the same one we know since forever. And I'm guessing that there was also one with the silver finish, which I'm gonna rate the same, and it's gonna be bottom of A. Actually, yeah, one is cooler because it's more exclusive, one looks better because it looks better, I said so. And next up, we have Emerald, which is just like the diamond one, but you know, with the green finish. I will say this, I think the Emerald camo looks miles better with the carbon than the silver bits. One of the reasons why I never really grinded to Emerald beyond like just not me having enough time was also because I didn't really find the skins appealing. But this one looks better. The problem is that the green is very, very bright. It will not look good with any other green outfits because it's gonna stick out like a photon, but like a triple black outfit with just this, no, I see it, it's clean. Carbon fiber one goes in B. I think I prefer the plat one actually, but the one with silver goes, I'm gonna get so much hate for this, top of C. And finally, a skin that very, very few of us will get a shot at unlocking, the Ruby P90. Man, the Ruby finish looks so good. The way it reflects like pink and like purple hues and all that. It's my first time seeing it in high-res also. I've never seen a Ruby skin in high-res. This feels exclusive. And I think that just like the Emerald, this looks so much better with the carbon fiber. Some people will say otherwise, and I think there's some weapons that do look better, you know, with the chrome bits. It really depends, but like on the P90 where you have like such a big part of it, black is definitely the way to go. I don't know how much like of a placebo effect the top 500 exclusivity has on me. I mean, this is better than diamonds. This is better than this one. I mean, it's like one of the biggest achievements you can reach in the game, so top of 8 here. And our final P90 skin on this tier list already. I know. There will be other tier lists, don't worry. The Ironwind Grind. Yeah, this thing is something. Ever since I saw this skin for the first time in my weekly store update, I've had a time to, you know, develop some actual thoughts about it. And with this stuff with the model, we have this steampunk futuristic angel mechanic. I don't even know where we are going with this. And my graphics are really not doing a justice of the thunder in the magazine rolling. My 2060 cannot handle the aura of the P90, but also these like added plastic transparent parts covering some of the mechanism of the P90 behind, which obviously, I mean, You have noticed the huge like clockwork mechanism in the back. This is an extremely detailed skin, and I think what I said when I first saw it is that it looked very Chinese in a good way, meaning it's very, very detailed, like it's all over the place. Now, thankfully, sights don't kill that thing. This is like a big bonus point, by the way, because you still keep this covered pad over it, and you know, it's black on black. I don't hate it, but you probably hear it very slightly in your ear. That is a clicking sound in the background, just going around and going around with all this fuming, and you might wonder, yes, this thing has custom animation. I gotta stop blueballing you guys. Picks it up. Put the switch on with this now sound. Nice sounds, English. But let's look at the tactical reload. In my book, this is very satisfying. And the empty reload, it's snappy, looks good, it's not moving too much, you know, it's not like over animated in my opinion. I think one of the animators of the finals actually commented under one of my shorts one day. I don't know if it's like all one guy, but I will never stop glazing the Embark animation team. You guys are goated, genuinely. As for the inspect, I think I'm not the only one who's kind of disappointed in this. I do like the light bulb flinch, you know, coming out. That's cool, but I think like it should have a bit more peps. I mean, there's a freaking thunder in this thing, right? And apart from the idle and reloading sounds, nothing. And man, that is such a shame, honestly, because this skin screamed custom sound when shooting. But one thing to maybe balance out the skin is that I don't know if you see like the hole on the side of the P90 where it should, you know, have like a B pillar, you know, kinda. Here it is empty, and I wonder if that doesn't make the model actually slimmer, which would be very subtle, but could potentially mean that the skin is pay to win because you have a slimmer view model. I know there's a couple skins where there's a debate that can be made. If you guys want me to make a video about that, I think I could make one about what skins could be considered pay to win or not. But anyways, compared to the Toaster P90, how do I rate it? Well, I don't know if you noticed between the two icons, but there's a pretty big difference. It's the price. The Mythic P90 costs $5 more for the same amount of effects and reactiveness. I would argue that the Toaster P90 actually is more reactive because of the toasted bread, yet it's a rarity higher than the toasted bread. Given that my main argument for placing the Toaster P90 was the sounds and the snappiness of the animation could have like a placebo effect so you play better with the skin, could be applied to the Mythic P90, but it costs $5 more. So it goes in A tier. Because I'm a man of the people and I don't know why the toaster is only legendary. It should be mythic honestly, but it's legendary and we take it. Alright, let me just adjust some rankings before wrapping up this goddamn video. Okay, I think I'm done here. I've placed the Eclipse Shade P90 at the bottom of D because I was thinking if I'm playing competitively, this is the last skin I'm using. I mean, I have too much personal beef with like the top 4 bottom to like put it at the bottom of F tier, but it's a shame. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think... yeah, I know some people are gonna call me insane because I prefer the black on black P90 rather than the plat with diamond P90, but... I'm quirky, what do you want me to say? But nah, this is still like A tier, I think, and this is a very strong lineup on the A tier, damn. And this is the final P90 skin tier list. Feel free to let me know in the comments how wrong I was about some of these, but also which weapon you wanna see next. I've recently done the heavy weapons. I mean, it was 6 months ago, but I'm prioritizing medium and light weapons for now, so most commented or liked weapon will be the next one. And if you're craving for more skins tier list, I've got like 5 hours worth of tier list from the first trilogy, and I've also been reviewing and ranking every store update as short for over 20 weeks now, so there should be stuff to watch. But if it's not enough, I've been very active on my newest channel, CreedTV, which are rougher, simpler, very lightly edited weekly gameplay videos. So far it's been mainly the finals. I do intend to play other games, but I also recently reviewed new setups which went as accepted. Okay, that should be enough self-promo. Jesus Christ. Not sure if I can pull off another finals video before making the season 10 review, but otherwise you can join the Discord, you can check the Twitter, you can check the TikTok. I'm doing some more self-promo again. Oh my fucking... But yeah, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.